Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order for Committee of Adjustment, February 17th, 2026. Committee members in attendance this evening are Faye Billing, Adam Mottershead is online, Dylan Bailey is online, and myself, I am Daniel Collins. Staff members present this evening are Walter Basic, the Community Planning Manager, and Delhara Abiwardene, the Secretary-Treasurer. Members of the public are advised that our meetings are live streamed by the Town of Grimsby. Individuals and media may be audibly and or visually recorded during this meeting. As a reminder, all electronic devices are to be in silent mode during the committee meeting. As for a disclosure of pecuniary interest, committee member Adam Mottershead has declared a conflict of interest due to...
Recording stopped.
We're still good? No, still good. Okay. Adam Mottershead has declared a conflict of interest due to being personally acquainted with the applicant at 228 Main Street East. He will be excused for the duration of the hearing of those applications and may not participate in the discussion or the voting. We will now consider the adoption of the agenda. Would somebody please make a motion to adopt the agenda as presented? Yeah, Adam, I see. And seconded by Dylan. Thank you. Okay, we'll put this to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand or say aye. I see no one opposed, so this is carried. Are there any requests for withdrawal or adjournment?
No.
Okay, thank you. The minutes from January 20th, 26th, have the committee members have the opportunity to review the minutes. Are there any questions or concerns? Okay, I see none. Can I get a mover and a seconder to approve the minutes? Adam and Faye, thank you. And we'll vote on that. All in favor, say aye or raise your hand. I see no one opposed. That's carried. Okay, with that out of the way, we can move into the Committee of Adjustment. The purpose of the application, so this is just an overview of what we'll do tonight. Oh, Adam, have you got a hand up? Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wonder if the Secretary-Treasurer can put me into the waiting room. Thanks.
Sounds good. Yes, I will do that.
Okay. So just an overview of the meeting procedures for Committee of Adjustment. The purpose and application and relative correspondence will be heard, following which the applicant will be given the opportunity to address the application. Any person concerned with the application will then be given an opportunity to speak. At the conclusion of the discussion, the committee will render a decision and advise of any applicable conditions. Copies of decisions will be mailed to the applicant or agent and to any other person who files a written request. To request a copy of the decision, please email Delhara Abiwardene, Secretary-Treasurer, at coa@grimsby.ca. The applicant, the Town of Grimsby, the minister, or a specified person or public body has the right to appeal the decision itself or the conditions of consent to the Ontario Land Tribunal within 20 days of the date of given notice under subsection 17 is completed for a consent application, and within 20 days of the date of decision for a minor variance application. Specified persons and certain public bodies include public utilities, but do not include an individual or a community association. Everyone present will be given an opportunity to comment on the applications being heard. Please address your comments and questions through the chair. Each participant will be provided 5 minutes to speak. Each participant may only speak once. If you hear your comment presented by someone else, please do not duplicate the remarks. When you are called, we ask that you state your name and your address for the record. Agencies commenting on applications may request that certain conditions be imposed. Voicing objections to these conditions will not adversely affect the committee's decision. All members of the committee have viewed the properties on the agenda tonight and are familiar with the lands that are subject to the applications. Tonight, we have two applications before us, and they will be considered together as it is a consent and minor variance application for the same address. So the first application, or the only application we're going to hear, is for 228 Main Street East, and the file numbers are B0226 and A0126, and I'm going to turn it over to the Secretary Treasurer for a presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So the purpose of the consent application is to sever 856 square meters of land, shown as lands to be severed, to reduce the size of 228 Main Street East, and to retain 1,548 square meters of land, shown as lands to be retained, to be added to 226 Main Street East, creating a 9-meter Main Street frontage for the combined lands. And this is an image of the site plan, which was circulated along with the notice of hearing. And then for the minor variance application, A0126, the purpose of that application is to facilitate a consent application on the lands municipally known as 228 Main Street East, and to facilitate the construction of a single detached dwelling on the lands to be severed. The lands to be retained will be merged with neighboring 226 Main Street East. And the variances that have been applied for the lands to be severed, the variances are to permit a maximum lot coverage of 30%, whereas a maximum lot coverage of 25% is permitted, and to permit a minimum interior side yard of 1.8 meters, whereas a minimum interior side yard of 6 meters is required. And for the lands to be retained or merged, the variance requested is to permit a minimum frontage of 9 meters, whereas a minimum frontage of 18 meters is required. And this is an image of the site plan that was circulated for the minor variance along with the notice of hearing. This is an image of the neighborhood for context. And these are the current conditions on site. These are the agencies that have provided comments, and I will summarize those comments for you now. So starting with the consent application, the planning department recommended the following standard conditions for a consent application. Those are that the applicant provide the Secretary Treasurer with deeds in triplicate for conveyance of the subject parcel, a registrable legal description of the subject parcel, together with a copy of the deposited reference plan, if applicable, for the issuance of the certificate of consent. Number 2, that the final certificate fee payable to the town of Grimsby be submitted to the Secretary Treasurer. Number 3, that all conditions of consent be fulfilled within 2 years from the date of notice of decision pursuant to subsection 5341 of the Planning Act, failing which this consent shall be deemed to be refused. Number 4, subsection 3 of 5 of section 50 of the Planning Act, RSO 1990, shall apply to any subsequent conveyance or transaction involving the severed land. And then additionally, planning staff have also provided the following condition, that minor variance application be approved with conditions by the Committee of Adjustment. And Public Works staff, Development Engineering staff offer the following conditions. They say town staff will require site servicing plan showing both the existing and proposed site services for both water and sanitary. The plan is to include location, size, material, grade, inverts, etc. from the municipal main to the building face for all services. Please be advised that only one service connection per lot is permitted per town standards. Service locations need to be field verified by the applicant, locations and elevations. And this condition is for the servicing plan only, and to confirm servicing for the site is functional. Construction and installation of the services are to be at time of building permit stage and are not part of this condition. And then in addition, development engineering offers the following comments. The applicant should confirm that no existing utilities and/or services currently cross the proposed new property lines. Should any services cross this new property line, the applicant will be responsible for all costs associated with their relocation and/or removal. As existing servicing for the water and sanitary are unclear in this area, these services will need to be confirmed for each property. A town servicing permit through the Public Works Department will be required for installation of services at the time of building permit stage and once the site servicing plan has been approved. As this is a regional road, the applicant will require an entrance permit from the region of Niagara to create or modify the driveway entrance. At the building permit stage, town staff may require lot grading and drainage plan demonstrating existing drainage patterns and that stormwater runoff will not negatively impact nor rely upon neighboring properties. And this application was reviewed in conjunction with minor variance file A0126. The Niagara region has also commented, and they have no objection to the approval of these applications in accordance with the MOU for engineering services, subject to the following condition of consent approval. The condition is that the owner dedicate the required road widening needed along the frontage of Regional Road 81, Main Street East, to achieve the designated road allowance of 26.2 meters based around the legal center line. The exact road widening is to be confirmed by field survey to the satisfaction of the surveyor's section of the Niagara Region Transportation Services Division. All costs for providing the necessary survey plan and all related documents are the responsibility of the applicant. And then for the minor variance application part of it, the only condition that the planning staff had is that the consent application be approved with conditions by the Committee of Adjustment. And then the heritage planning staff have the following conditions that are recommended for the minor variance application. That the final design and materials be approved by heritage staff at building permit to ensure that the new dwelling is constructed in accordance with best practices. This includes being compatible with, distinguishable from, and subordinate to the heritage building at 224 Main Street East. Number 2, that vibration monitoring devices be installed on the property at 228 Main Street East for the full duration of construction to ensure the development does not cause any adverse impacts to the protected heritage structure located at 224 Main Street East. And number 3, that the vibration monitoring device company provides a strategy to heritage staff at building permit with their communication strategy for when unsafe levels of vibration have been reached. And the development engineering staff did not have any conditions or and no conditions for the minor variance application, but they had the following comment. To say that this application was reviewed in conjunction with the consent file, B0226. And the NPCA had no concerns or comments. Back to you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. Is the applicant or their agent here?
Yes,
Yeah.
I am Steve here, Mr. Chair. I'm a registered professional planner with AJ Clark and Associates. Here this evening on behalf of Dave and Donna Latchford, the owners of the subject lands being 226 and 228 Main Street East. I want to just take this opportunity to thank staff for the very detailed report and recommendation for approval subject to the conditions as outlined. We've reviewed those conditions with our client. We have no issues with them at all. So we're certainly happy to see that the staff supporting the applications before committee today, and I'm happy to field any any questions that the committee or members of the public, if they're there, may have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'll go to the committee first. Are there any questions or concerns from the committee at this point? No? I am curious, what's the current lot frontage for 220, is it 226 has the house behind it? Yeah. What's the current lot frontage for that? Do you know?
6.4 meters. So it's actually increasing by 2.6 meters by virtue of the severance.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Do you wish to say something? Yep. I would just invite you to the microphone over here, and then just state your name and address for the record, and we'll hear your comments.
Thank you. My name's Neil Patterson. I reside at 224 Main Street East, the heritage property directly adjacent to the property at issue. My partner here is Karen Sostak. So we came here just to kind of understand the construction of what would be another home on the property. We are aware of previous plans to do so, and there were previous Heritage Committee restrictions put on an original design plan that included, as mentioned for this plan, the recommendations were that the design be in keeping with the heritage designation of the adjacent property. We also had a couple of, so that was addressed, but we also had a couple of concerns about any of the heritage trees on the property that might be affected by the construction. And we also had questions about the setback. The original design plan had a setback to be at least as far back as the home at 224. And so we were just curious about that.
Okay, thank you. Can I put it to Walter? Would you be able to answer the question about the setback and the trees?
Yeah, thank you. Through you, Chair. The setback requirement remains the same as was previously approved in so the zoning that was approved for the previous development stays with the property, other than the minor variances that they requested for lot coverage and side yard setback. With regard to the trees, none of the trees on the property are designated. But again, it's our goal to retain as many of the trees on site as possible. And that's something that will be identified when the building permit application is made. They'll identify what trees are to remain, what trees are to be removed at that time. But we don't have any specific requirements in that regard.
Okay, thank you. Can I put it to Mr. Fraser? Do you know if the trees are going to be saved, or is there plans to remove them?
Through the chair, I don't think there is any impact to the trees as it relates to the new construction on 228. But if there are any trees that are going to interfere with the construction of the house, they will obviously have to come down. But the intention, and Dave, like I said, Dave and Donna are here, so they can speak to this as well. But the intention is not to take down any heritage trees on site at all, unless it's a result of conflict with construction.
Okay. Dave and Donna, would you like to speak to this, or should we, are you satisfied that it'll be addressed in the building permit process? Are they present?
Yes, they are there online, yeah.
Okay, well, either way, it'll be addressed in the building permit process, so we'll go about that way through that avenue. Okay. Is that any further questions?
Apparently, yes.
Yes, yeah, come on up. Yep.
Oh, we're good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Any further questions from the committee? No? Okay. Do we have a resolution? Let's do the consent first, and then we'll do the minor variance after that. Do we have a resolution for the consent? Yeah, go ahead, Dylan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Be it resolved that consent application V02-26 for 228 Main Street East to sever plus or minus 856 square meters of land, shown as lands to be severed, to reduce the size of 228 Main Street East and to retain plus or minus 1,548 square meters of land, shown as lands to be retained, to be added as to be added to 226 Main Street East, creating a 9-meter Main Street frontage. For the combined lands be approved with conditions, those 7 conditions previously outlined by the Secretary Treasurer of the Committee of Adjustment.
Okay, thank you. And do I have a seconder on that, Faye? Perfect, thank you. Let's put this to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand. I see no one opposed, so this is carried. And note that there is an appeal period of 20 days before this becomes legal and binding. And now we'll move on to the minor variance. Do I have someone that will make a motion on that? Yeah, go ahead, Faye.
Is that it? Yeah. Okay. Let it be resolved that minor variance application A01-26 for 228 Main Street East to permit a maximum lot coverage of 30%, whereas a maximum lot coverage of 25% is permitted, as per Table 12 of the zoning bylaw 1445 as amended, and to permit a minimum interior side yard of 1.8 meters, whereas a minimum interior side yard of 6.0 meters is required, as per Table 12 of Site-Specific Policy 339, Zoning Bylaw 1445 as amended, and to permit a minimum frontage of 9 meters, whereas a minimum frontage of 18 meters is required, as per Table 11. I'd like this to be approved with the following conditions. There were 3 conditions, and our Secretary Treasurer read them out. I don't think I need to read them again. They're all the same conditions. I'd like it to be approved with these conditions.
Any reasons?
I feel it meets the 4 tests, and I also feel that it would bring a nice frontage, another nice home, which I'm sure the Historical Association will be working with the builder, and I think it's going to add to the whole streetscape of Main Street.
Okay, thank you. And just a friendly amendment, 4 conditions. I see a 4th one there.
Oh, 4, yes.
Yep.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Faye. Seconded. Dylan, thank you. That's great. We'll put this one to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand or say aye. I see no one opposed. This one is also carried. And also note the 20-day appeal period for this minor variance. That concludes the applications we have. Do we want to call Adam back into the meeting, please?
Sure. Okay, Adam is back in.
Okay, perfect. So the next meeting for Committee of Adjustment will be held on March 17, 2026, and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Night, everyone.
Bye-bye, thank you.